right, everyone. Hello. My name is Clinton Hilliard, and I'm the program director for Chesapeake Chapter. We're now going to begin the evening ceremonies itinerary, but before we do, I'm going to raffle off the first of several door prizes that we have for this evening. All right, so everyone who bought a ticket tonight is eligible for the door prize, and the prizes are all going to be for gift certificates to the chapter's lands and swag store. You can see sort of a slide up there with a couple of us wearing some of the swag. There you'll be able to buy some really nice high quality Incosi branded stuff. So what I'm going to do is pull up the wheel here and I'm going to spin it. And it's, oh,
you forgot to share your screen. So.
I did.
Also by man.
John Butchie. Okay.
You know, we only practiced this 7 times and still messed it up.
Let me go back to show what John won here.
Yeah, that'll work.
I forgot to show my screen, but so
one more time.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. I'll spin. Yeah, I'll show it now. So basically, what I did was I spun this wheel here. Oh. All right, so
there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. I spun this wheel, but when John won, he came off the wheel, so it's now pointing, unfortunately, to somebody else.
So who won, John?
Who was the first winner?
John Bocci.
Oh, okay.
BOC was the first winner, and let me tell you what he won. Paul, can you put that slide back up?
Yes. Let me do
what
that.
he won, that first door prize, was sponsored by Meditech. Meditech provides information management systems, architecture, and design services to the Intel community. So I wanted to thank Meditech for sponsoring us that door prize. Now, I'm going to do this a second time, only better. Paul, can you show up the next door prize?
Oh, yes. But you may want to say who this is for before you spin, maybe.
Exactly. So you can see that this door prize is sponsored by Decisions Oriented. Decision Oriented delivers innovative decision support and IT consulting services for national security leaders facing complex management and technology challenges. So I'd also like to thank Decision Oriented for their sponsorship of this next door prize. So I'm going to share my screen this time, and we'll try this wheel of good fortune again. So here's how it works. I'm going to spin it.
Can everybody see the screen? All right.
Yeah, we can see it spinning.
Yes.
The winner is John Shelton.
Good job, John.
Hooray.
So, guys, I'm going to, and then I usually hit this. It removes the person from the wheel. Stop share. All right. I'm going to use the emails that you all registered with to contact you and get you to the door prize. So now let's continue on with tonight's ceremonies. Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. I'm looking for my script. Okay, thanks again to both our sponsors. I'd like to introduce our Masters of Ceremony tonight, who is also the INCOSE Chesapeake Chapter's president, Mr. Mark Evans. I'm going to hand it over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Clinton. Good evening, and welcome to the Chesapeake Chapter's annual awards and recognition ceremony. I am Mark Evans, the president of the Chesapeake Chapter, and I will be your host for tonight. We are happy to be sponsoring the Sep Recognition ceremony jointly with our neighboring chapters, Southern Maryland and the Washington metro area. But before we get started, or really to start, what I would like to do is introduce some very special VIP guests. Tonight, we're honored by the attendance of several VIP guests that were able to make the event. they like us enough they actually wanted to be here. And the first one that I know you've all had a chance to meet is Ms. Kerry Looney, the president of the Incosi. She's here tonight, and we appreciate her leadership and the value that she places on leading this community and getting to know her colleagues in doing so. She is the key to making Incosi tick, and I'm very grateful to her for giving us the chance to visit with her and see her tonight. Thank you, Kerry, for showing us your time. We know you're busy, and really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Our next guest is Mr. Emmett, call me Rusty Ekman. Rusty is one of those hard-working co-chairs of the Certification Advisory Group, and he works so hard that they're going to reward him by making him next year's chair. So we're glad to see you here tonight, Rusty, and want to thank you for joining us. And our next VIP guest is Dr. Ronald Newman. Ron is the chief of staff at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. He's a valued partner and friend of the chapter. We couldn't do some of the things we do without the APL and their sponsorship. He is an Incosi fellow, and he's one of the guys that keeps us responsible for going since our inception as a chapter in 1995. Ron, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We're very happy to be joined by each of these VIP guests, and very glad they could make it. So the Chesapeake chapter has a tradition of excellence and success since its inception in 1995. And sometimes I get asked by people, what is Chesapeake chapter's secret? I like to tell them it's three things. First, it's a passion for systems engineering. And second, it's great people that are committed to practicing and advancing the discipline. And third, it's great teamwork among those people. Whenever you have all three, you also need to take the time to celebrate and recognize the people that make it all work. So tonight, I'll be letting you into some of our secrets as the evening unfolds. And we will move right into our awards and ceremony. And the first up is our donation to the Incosi Foundation. Every year we, as a chapter, consider donations, and this year we met as a board and we decided that we are presenting a $2,000 donation to the Incosi Foundation, and Dr. James Armstrong, Incosi's scholarship chairman, is going to be receiving this award from us. So we've got a check, and our treasurer's cut him a check, and he'll be depositing that on our behalf into the Incosi Foundation. The next set of awards recognition award we are delivering is to our behind the scenes communications team. Our communications team is nothing short of spectacular. They are a secret to our website and newsletter, and they continue to inform and satisfy the information needs of the Chesapeake engineering community. We'd like to thank this team, and especially the APL staff, for providing web support, recording and editing our streaming videos, all their design work, and even the cover of tonight's program. Thank you guys, all of you, for the help and creativity that you deliver unfailingly month after month. Our next award is for corporate and new member outreach. This has been a tough year, but this team has really performed. Corporate outreach and the valued mutual benefits that partnerships bring is something that we could not thrive without. And we are honoring these three tonight for performing all the heavy lifting and making a real difference to keeping our corporate contacts and our new member outreach going like it should. Our next award is for the youth STEM outreach. This is an area that is dear to my heart and a lot of people's hearts, to see us try to advance and get young people interested in STEM and particularly systems engineering. These four are cited for their outstanding performance in promoting the systems engineering discipline to young people. One of the strongest programs that we have in the Chesapeake chapter is the STEM program. And thanks to the excellent efforts by these four, Chesapeake has a strong program attracting young people to STEM and math and science. And thanks again to these great performers. Now, a particular interesting award that I'm happy to give out is the award to our student chapter at the University of Maryland Student Division. These three student leaders, we are recognizing their outstanding efforts to maintain and operate the Student Systems Engineering chapter during 2020. This is probably the toughest year any student chapter has faced. I know you guys listen to the news and you look at the particular concern with universities, and in Maryland, they kept the student division open and going, and they had amazing perseverance amidst all the adversity, kept it open, kept it going, kept bringing in new members. And you'll see some of those members in the student division actually earn their SEPs and ASEP awards. Now for our corporate sponsors and partners. This year, we had an amazing group of people that we call our engineering enablers. We're so very proud of the great team of people we have as partners, educators, and corporate sponsors. We would much prefer recognizing and appreciating the enabling support they give us face-to-face, being able to shake their hand. But this year, we are delivering our appreciation through the mail. We hope you understand using this impersonal method doesn't diminish our esteem or gratitude in any way. So look to your mail, and we will be sending you some wet signature certificates in a frame with the U.S. Post Office. I just checked. You might see them sometime in January, but they are headed in your direction. We're so fortunate to have this talented group of people on our team. They make it very possible for our chapter to operate. And I would like to go through one by one and talk about our sponsors. And we are giving them appreciation awards. So first up is the Johns Hopkins Whiting School of Engineering and the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. In appreciation of your outstanding commitment to the advancement of systems engineering and your direct and enabling support of the Incosi Chesapeake chapter. The Whiting School of Engineering and the Applied Physics Laboratory have been fundamental partners that underpin all our activities with their sponsorship, their facilities, and their ideas. Our operation would not be possible without your gracious support and partnership. Thanks again. UMBC Training Centers. When we want the best in systems engineering education, we call you. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate it. SSA. We are grateful to the support of SSA and its president, Rosemary Kyoko, who is here tonight. And I hope you got a chance to meet and converse with Rosemary in the breakout rooms. Rosemary has been associated with Incosi and the Chesapeake chapter for over 5 years, and she is an enthusiastic participator in our Women in Systems Engineering and STEM programs. And we look to her every year for support in those areas. Thank you, SSA and Rosemary. Our next partnership is with Deso No Magic. Deso has recently partnered up with No Magic, and it makes for a great team that's led to the graduation of hundreds of professionals. And we continue to be very grateful for your excellent training. You're one of our go-to people, and we try to get STEM training, and we try to promote training for new engineers. Next up is PPI and CTI. Thank you for providing your outstanding educational services. Your training and certification tutorials are responsible for increasing the professionalism of our discipline, and they have made measurable progress in advancing the expertise within our community. And if you all are attuned to our ads, you see some of the training courses that this great team sponsors, co-sponsors with us and puts on for our benefit and the benefit of the community. Restart, raising the bar for excellence in recruiting the best talent in systems engineering. We say thank you to you, Restart, for our professional association and the engineering resources and services you provide to the community. You are one of the reasons that Maryland, Virginia, and DC thrives. And next one, Perspecta, a big one of our major sponsors. We appreciate your commitment and dedication to practicing and advancing the systems engineering discipline. You are one of the industry leaders in providing the best engineering talent, and it is great to have you sponsor us and be on our team. PlanetWorks. PlanetWorks is known throughout the region for an outstanding commitment to principled engineering and software development. Anytime you want quality and excellence in engineering, PlanetWorks is one of the places to go, and we are very proud to be sponsored by your team of outstanding practitioners of the system engineering art. Meditech Consulting, a small company that just might be our biggest supporter. They are a CAB, they've been a loyal annual sponsor, and most importantly, they are a standard setter throughout the practice of hiring and encouraging the best of the best Incosi certified engineers. Thank you for the outstanding sponsorship. And our last sponsor, and a big one, a key supporting sponsor, Northrop Grumman. We extend our thanks and appreciation for your support and your commitment to practicing systems engineering the right way with all of your clients. You set the bar in engineering practice and you set the standards for the way system engineering should be done. We are proud to have you as a key supporting sponsor. Thank you, Northrop Grumman. And now switching gears a little bit, we have several of our board members that are outgoing and like to recognize those for their service. And I did not introduce the entire board, which is here tonight. And at the end of this, I will mention the rest of the board's members. So our first board member, and sadly, we're going to say goodbye to Tony Gigioli. He's our treasurer for the past 5 years. He's also served on several Incosi working groups. He was an outstanding leader of the chapter. And we want to say thank you, Tony, for 5 exceptional years. Tony gets what we call a glass award, and he already has it, and I think he's got it displayed on a shelf somewhere. Paul Martin, our next award, and our outgoing communications director for another 2-year term. This is his second 2-year term. He has set the bar high for using technology to effectively reach the engineering community in innovative ways. Paul is on top of communication technology, and we want to thank you, Paul, for your innovation and your great ideas. We think it shows in everything we do and everything we communicate. Thank you. Next award to an outgoing director is Taras Mikatin. He is wrapping up his 3-year tour as past president, and he has provided the chapter with his leadership and his enthusiasm for 3 years, 2 platinum years, and 1 Incosi President's Award. Not a bad record so far. Thank you, Taras, for your stellar leadership. And we have a special recognition award, which is a little different this year. This is goes to Clinton Hilliard. During an unprecedented year in which all of us feared that our activities might be severely minimized or even turned off, Clinton was the board member most responsible for shouldering the workload and improvising ways to continue operations and even maintain a robust sequence and collection of programs. The entire board shares me, in my opinion, with the presentation of this award of the most valuable director in 2020. Thank you, Clinton. And the rest of our board that I would like to introduce and mention, because it's one of the best teams I've had the privilege of working with, are Jim DeCamp, who's our secretary. He is here, I think, tonight. And then we have two ex officio members, George Anderson and David Aldridge. They both are ambassadors and they do other things. They're ex officio members of the board, and they keep us honest, keep us rolling. We have there's James DeCamp now spotlighted. Can you get George Anderson or David Aldridge? You will see David Aldridge later tonight.
You can see
there they are. And we have Mark Kasmerick, our membership director. Mark runs the hiring program and the membership program, and those are key functions on the board. And these are, and I have one other, Jeff Burlett. This is always difficult. I'm doing this without a script, and the risk of forgetting somebody is terrifying. Jeff Burlett is the VP, which we call president-elect. I guess that's unique to Incosi. I don't know why we call VPs president-elects, but that's the system. So this is a group of hardworking board members. I'd like to give a tip of the hat to all of them, and thank you for your support. So our next segment of the program brings us back up to spin the wheel time. And I'd like to, that concludes our annual awards segment. And I'd like to say congratulations to all the awardees and a big thank you to all of our awardees. And now it's door prize time again. And it's over to you, Clinton. It's time to check out your luck with 2 more wheel spins.
Yep, 2 more wheel spins. So these prizes will be sponsored by the chapter, the next 2 prizes. So let me pull up the Wheel of Incosi Good Fortune again, and I'm going to give it a spin. Now, how did Tony get on there?
Ooh.
Spin it again.
You forgot.
I need to, yes. No, I got the list. I got his name on.
Sorry, Tony.
Unfortunately, you're not eligible.
He already has a shirt.
Remember, that just does not look good.
David Flanagan.
David Flanagan.
All right.
Congrats, Dave.
Congrats, Dave. I'm going to spin it one more time.
David Flanagan is our new president-elect for 2021. He will earn that door prize.
Ventressa Scott.
Ventressa, congrats. I think she's here. Aren't you here?
I think she is here, yeah. I mean,
congratulations.
Sure. Thank you, Ventressa.
Congrats.
And we will contact you with the email that you registered with and send you that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. All right, so now I'm going to hand it back over to Mark to continue introducing.
Right. Thank you, Clinton. And tonight for our main program, it's that time. We have a very special guest and a very informative dialogue. And I'm going to let David Aldridge introduce our special guest, but I am pleased to introduce you to your interview host, our very own chapter ambassador, ESEP leader, ESEP leader, and all-around good guy, Mr. David Aldridge. Take it away, Mr. David Aldridge.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. And I'm very happy to be here tonight and have a discussion here about Incosi certification. We're pleased to have with us tonight Ms. Courtney Wright, who is a certification program manager at Incosi. Now, I first met Courtney several years ago when we worked at the same company, actually, both promoting certification in different ways. But anyway, Courtney, tell us a little bit about your background and what you do in your current job with Incosi.
Yeah, Dave, I think that the fact that you and I worked together, yet somehow I think I made a misstep somehow, because I was one of the first people within our employer's organization to get Incosi certification. And as many may have experienced, when you do something, then they say, okay, now help everyone else go do that as part of those additional duties as required. So I ended up helping my colleagues get their Incosi certification. I think you kind of hid in the background and didn't advertise yours, so that was a smart move. And then I was just occasionally working with Incosi to help my colleagues get certified. And through that, working closely with the certification program manager at the time, Dave Walden, and also setting up internal structures to get folks certified from our employer. And then when the position opened up, a staff position with Incosi to be the certification program manager, I applied for that. And it's just about the 8-year anniversary for me starting that role. So if any of you remember that transition, then you can reflect back. It's been 8 years since I've been doing this stuff.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Now, could you give us, please, a brief overview of the certification options? That's ASEP, CSEP, and ESEP, and show us maybe where we could get more detailed information if we wanted to apply.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull up a slide here that'll give us there's the text to go with what I'm saying here. So Incosi certification has 3 levels. The base level, knowledge only, is the ASEP, the Associate Systems Engineering Professional, and that's knowledge based on the Incosi Systems Engineering Handbook. The candidate for ASEP is going to need to pass a knowledge exam or an equivalent way of demonstrating their knowledge of certification of Systems Engineering Handbook. And that's it. They have to be an Incosi member. They have to pay a little bit of money. They have to pass a knowledge exam. They become an ASEP. The next level of certification is the CSEP, the Certified Systems Engineering Professional. And that person passes that same knowledge exam. They're an Incosi member, but they also have to have at least 5 years of work experience in systems engineering. Now, typically that means they have 6, 7, 8 or more years of work experience in whatever their job is, but at least 5 years of that as systems engineering work. They're going to have references who support that, and they're going to typically have an engineering degree or a similarly technical degree prior to applying for certification. And then our highest level of certification is the Expert Systems Engineering Professional, the ESEP. This person doesn't just have years on the job, although they do have at least 20, typically 25 or more years of systems engineering work experience, but the person also is an expert. They're a go-to person for difficult technical problems. They commonly, but not always, have had the job title of chief engineer on a project. But if not that job title, they might just be an expert within their domain or within a specialty area of engineering. So I'll pull the slide down for the conversation, but I just wanted to baseline us on those 3 levels of certification and compliment you on that hat, Dave. Very nice.
Thank you. I forgot to put that on at the beginning, but that's my certification hat.
Excellent. Well, hey, while I'm looking at that, and I'm going to post it in the chat later, but you all were talking about the Chesapeake chapter store at Land's End, the ability to get Chesapeake swag. We do also have that for the certification program. We don't have that particular hat that Dave is wearing, but we do have the logo polos and that kind of stuff that you can get with the SEP logo on them.
Okay, that's great. Good to know. Actually, I made this hat. We had the patches made and then sewed it on the hat, but actually my wife made it. I didn't sew it. Our audience tonight consists of chapter volunteers and new SEPs. And I'm wondering, for the ones who aren't certified, what motivations would you give people who are not yet certified to pursue certification?
Yeah, I think the benefits of certification are, I guess I'm going to put them in 2 bins. One of them is the process that you go through to get certified and the value in that process, even if you were not to get the final certification, right? So if you went through all the steps, but then didn't get the logo, or didn't get the initials next to your name. The other benefit is actually getting to tell people that you're certified. And so I'll start with that and then work backwards. That when you tell someone that you have an Incosi certification, it helps define for them where your knowledge and experience are, also where your priorities are. And so, for instance, I have considered getting my PMP, but I've resisted it, and this may not be the right thing, but personally, I've just looked at what message do I want my resume to send to somebody, and I want them to see that I got this one certification, and that's part of what defines me. I'm not someone who just collects certifications. And so there's that proof that comes for someone, no matter what their background, with the Incosi certification that says this external party evaluated me against standard criteria and I passed. And so that's what you get by earning the certification. But I think there's value even for those people who start the process of applying for certification, or even of reviewing the certification levels, that even if they don't get certified, I would encourage people to start the process. And I would say to all of you who are helping people through prep courses or through training them or mentoring them, that it is a success for someone to even go part of the way. When someone looks at those 3 certification levels and looks at the requirements for them, it helps them figure out a career path. It helps them say, okay, here's where I am right now. I'm a supervised practitioner. I know systems engineering according to the handbook, but I don't yet have depth or breadth of experience. And so right now, my manager is pushing me toward doing more work with doors. They're wanting me to become the technology expert. But if I want to apply for CSEP in a couple years, then maybe I need some more breadth. So it does that for the career path of someone going from ASEP to CSEP or CSEP to ESEP, that they can look at what would I have to do to get to that next level, and is that something that I want to do? We don't often have those career paths defined for us for systems engineers within a company, and especially not as we switch companies or switch employers. So that definition of the career path is really useful, as well as the studying of the Incosi handbook, getting the perspective on how what you do fits into other areas of systems engineering. The other requirements that we have for certification are useful for an individual to compare themselves to, even if they never actually end up submitting the application. It would be useful for them just to fill out the forms.
Okay, very good. I really like that idea of a career path, because few companies really have a career path in mind for employees. They just have a spot where they want them to be currently, you know. And so I think that's an excellent advantage to the certification idea. Now we're honoring tonight newly certified SEPs as well. And I'm wondering, what are some of the ways that after they've just got their certification, how can they leverage their new certification going forward?
Yeah, so some of the things that people can do to let others know they're certified. I'll start with that kind of, you know, how do you share the good news? When someone gets certified nowadays, and this is different from when you and I got certified, they're going to get a link to a shareable link that shows their certificate. So when I got certified and the certification program was pretty US centric, I was mailed a printed certificate with a wooden frame. Okay, so this was not a scalable thing for us to continue to do. And we've been looking for what does the next generation want in a certificate. They want to be able to prove it. They want to be able to post it on their, as a link on their LinkedIn profile. And so that's something that they have now. They're going to get an email that has a link to their e-certificate. They have a PDF they can download and print out and frame if they want to for their home office. And then they're also going to be able to put the certification logo in their email signature if they want. They can buy the certification swag from Land's End, like I mentioned. They can join the SEP group on LinkedIn, and they get to attend the Sep receptions at the IW, the IS, and then the Chesapeake chapter when you all are able to have an in-person reception again. So these are just kind of the visible activities. We also have networking and volunteer activities that our Seps can participate through volunteering to help with Incosi things. Anything that a Sep does, helping out their local chapter or participation in an international working group, pretty much anything involved with Incosi or STEM for that matter, other professional societies too, they're going to earn professional development units for. So again, back to that career path, we're steering people toward do some of these things that are going to help you with your professional development, because we're requiring those in order to renew their certifications. So one of them that I'm recruiting for right now is we are writing more exam questions for the Incosi knowledge exam. Anyone who is already certified, we would love to have them volunteer to help us with writing those new exam questions. If they're interested, email certification@incosi.org, or you can drop me a private message in the chat and I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, great. I'm glad to hear of the volunteer opportunities as well. Incosi can always use help in all the things they do. Do most ASEPs, after gaining the appropriate length and breadth of SE experience, transition to CSEP?
You know, Dave, this is such a great question. Dave and I talked about this last week, and I was like, I'm going to have to look that one up. So I did look it up just today so that I'd have the latest data. And so the quick answer is no. But that doesn't really tell the whole picture. So let me first tell you a different answer, which is half of our ESEPs transitioned from CSEP. All right, and so what that means is most of our ESEPs kind of grow up through the Incosi system. They're a CSEP, they gain a little bit more experience, they look around and see the other ESEPs and they say, okay, yeah, I want to be in the club with these guys. So if we look back down, we say, well, our CSEPs don't typically come from ASEP, and our ASEPs don't always go to CSEP. What's going on there? And there's another piece. Many of our CSEPs will never become ESEPs. And I'm one of those folks, right? I'm not going to be that chief engineer. I'm not going to be that technical expert. I'm going to be the program manager, right? And it's great to have a program manager who gets systems engineering, but that's not the same as a chief engineer, right? The same thing with our ASEP to CSEP transition. It is great to have a program manager or an electrical engineer or a team lead who knows the systems engineering terminology from the handbook, right? That's all we require for them to become an ASEP. But they may never actually become a practicing independent practitioner of systems engineering. They may stay an ASEP. They may stay at that knowledge level, but not the it's what I do every day level. And so we do have a handful of people. I say handful. We have between 150 and 200 individuals have transitioned from ASEP to CSEP. But the majority of our ASEPs, and the program's been around for about 12 years, the majority either stay in ASEP or they transition out of Incosi. They say, you know, I knew that stuff, but it's not something that is valued in my career right now for me to claim to be an ASEP. And so it's kind of more of a part of their education, and they transition away from it. All of these things are still positives from the Incosi perspective, that we have individuals who were educated in the Incosi way of doing systems engineering.
Right. I think it's important that anybody who's an ASEP has that common background of jargon and terminology that they can immediately share with other SEPs without having to translate from a company's perspective.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be one of the directions that we're promoting in the near future, is that even the person who's not a systems engineer, but they work with systems engineers, would like them to get their ASEP, would like them to prove that they understand the terminology.
Oh, great, great. Now, one of the things about moving on to ESEP that I've heard about is a lot of CSEPs are a little bit intimidated by the interview. They don't know what that interview is, and they're worried about, you know, how would you prepare, you know, for an ESEP interview? Could you give us a little more detail on the ESEP interview part of it?
Yeah, so the ESEP interview is, we sometimes say it's instead of the knowledge exam, but that I think has scared people off because they think that we're going to be asking multiple choice questions during the phone call that is the ESEP interview. And we're not doing that. We're not testing them on the handbook content. We are interviewing them as we would a job candidate to learn about their experience, particularly their professional development, how they have developed and how they have helped others, kind of their mentorship, their leadership in technical situations, and their challenges. So we're trying to figure out if this person is recognized as an ESEP, are they going to be able to go into a job that someone's thinks, oh, I can hire an ESEP for this and perform. So it's very similar to a job interview. It's about an hour phone conversation between 3 current ESEPs who are trained as application reviewers. And they're just going to be asking about that person's work experience. Okay, very good, very good. Well, I think that's all the questions that I have for you right now. Thank you for your excellent and inspiring answers. And I think we're now ready to turn the mic back to our Chesapeake chapter president, Mark Evans, where we're going to formally recognize our new SEPs. All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Courtney and Dave. One note of interest, Dave Aldridge is an Incosi 2020 winner of the Outstanding Service Award, and he's one of the big secrets behind our consistent performance. Thank you, both of you, Courtney and Dave. And now for our Sep Recognition presentation. This is one of our main events of the night, recognizing our recently certified system engineering professionals for their passion for systems engineering, for their commitment to the discipline of systems engineering, and for their hard work to make these achievements real milestones in their life. Now, for all the honorees, I want you now to use some imagery. So please close your eyes and think back to that first time you knew you wanted to be an engineer. Do you have it? Good. Now, move forward in time in your life up to the point where you knew you were a systems engineer. What changed? I'll bet you discovered that in this time period, you became a systems thinker. You became more adept at critical thinking, and that the way you began to view the world probably changed. You now see the world as a set of complex problems begging for someone like you to find a solution. In fact, you probably will never view the world the same way again once you become a systems engineer. You've known this about yourself for a while, and now that you are a certified Incosi systems engineer, the world will know it too. Congratulations. You are recognized as a critical thinker and a systems thinker, and as someone that can solve complex problems to make the world a better place. There are a few things that are more noble. During this challenging year, it's been filled with all sorts of troubles and adversities, but something magical occurred for these 3 Incosi chapters, Chesapeake, Southern Maryland, and Washington Metro area. Each chapter had substantial gains in the percentage of new SEPs that they added to their total membership. I went back and looked at the numbers, and I was amazed. Combined across the 3 chapters, we have a total of 98 new systems engineering professionals. Chesapeake chapter welcomed 34. Chesapeake chapter welcomed 34 new SEPs, and that accounts for 10% of their total membership. Southern Maryland welcomed 6 new SEPs, which is 5% of their membership. And impressively, WMA added 48 new SEPs, which is over 5% of their very large membership when you get up into the large numbers like that, it's hard to get 5%. So it's just amazing to me that these percentages were achieved. So this year we had this large group of new 2020 SEPs, 98 people in all. There is something magical going on in Maryland, Virginia, and DC systems engineering community. Because there are so many to recognize this year from Chesapeake, WMA, and Southern Maryland, what I will do is present each group to you, and they'll be sorted out by ASEP, CSEP, and ESEP for your acknowledgement and affirmation. There are reaction icons underneath your Zoom reaction buttons. If you look down at that bar, some of you, depending on your interface, may have a bar at the bottom if you're a workstation or laptop. And if you can, under your Zoom reaction button, please use some of those symbols to express your enthusiasm or admiration as we go through the names. First up is the Associate Systems Engineering Professionals from Chesapeake. Chesapeake had 19 new ASEPs this year, and that raises the chapter's professionalism and increases the proportion of total ESEPs in the chapter to 20% total ASEPs of the chapter's membership. We applaud all of you on your achievement. And I will move on to the Associate Systems Engineering Professionals for the Washington Metro area. WMA welcomes these 27 newly certified Associate Systems Engineers. This new ASEP 2020 class all by itself makes up over 3% of WMA's membership. Just this new group, 2020 group of 27 ASEPs. Now that's an impressive class. And we'll pause to let you check the names. Sure, you see some friends or some people in there you know. And very shortly, I will introduce Ronald Josephs, the president of WMA, because she will would like to, you know, as I opened up, I said it was joint. She would like to say some things about WMA and her chapter and the achievements of these folks. So let's move into, from the ASEPs, let's move into the ASEPs and the CSEPs that we've combined for the Maryland, Southern Maryland chapter. Southern Maryland's very proud of its group of 6 new SEPs. This combined group of new ASEPs and new CSEPs, it accounts for over 5% of their total membership. So that is a great boost to the number of professional members in this chapter. So we congratulate all of them, and we share the enthusiasm we know that Southern Maryland has for their new SEPs. Okay, moving into the CSEPs. Chesapeake chapter recognizes and honors these 10 new certified systems engineering professionals. These 10 engineers join the 80 other CSEPs in the chapter, bringing the CSEP total, our largest group, to 30% of the chapter's membership. So if you meet somebody from the Chesapeake chapter, there's going to be a pretty good chance they're a CSEP. Okay, and now I will move to the 19 CSEPs of the Washington Metro area. Washington Metro area is honored to welcome these 19 new certified system engineering professionals. This year, over 1/2 of WMA's new SEPs are CSEPs. These new CSEPs join the largest subgroup of any professional group within WMA. And I'd like to give you a chance to review those names. A lot of these folks are Northern Virginia, DC area. We may have snagged a few in Maryland, but probably not. And now what I'd like to do is introduce Ronald Jacobs, president of Washington Metro area, to speak to her SEPs.
Thank you, Mark, for the introduction. And good evening, everyone. My name is Renelle Josephs. I'm the president of the WMA chapter. I would like to say congratulations, not to just to my chapter, but to everyone within this area that has received this certification. During this time, it's been difficult, it's been challenging, but the fact that these individuals, you know, the 43 in my chapter and the others in our surrounding chapters, making the commitment and an unwavering commitment to the systems engineering community to see this through is to be commended. And we greatly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to getting mine soon as I finish up my master's degree with WPI. So I'm looking forward to getting my CSEP when I'm done. And it's a very exciting time, and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Josephs. And I know it's Josephs. I wrote Jacobs for some crazy reason, but anyway, we're so glad you could be here tonight, and we're so glad that you co-sponsored this ceremony with us. And if you've been counting, we've left all of the SEPs out. I mean, we've done all the SEPs, except we haven't done the ESEPs, and we're combining those. And that is our next category. This year, we have 7 system engineers that have achieved the pinnacle of Incosi certification, the expert systems engineering professional, the ultimate level of certification. We'd like to congratulate James Burns, Timothy Everly, Taras Mikatin, James Thomas, Tong Zhao, Donald Gilosh, and James Young on achieving this highest recognition of professionalization. Well done. And to all of you, to all 98 newly certified SEPs, I would like to propose a toast. You are, where's that champagne glass? There it is. To you, you are the bedrock of the systems engineering community. I salute you and congratulate you, and the chapters salute you and congratulate you. And a round of applause for all 98 new SEPs. A job well done. Okay, thank you. And that concludes the formal presentation part of our program. It's now time for one last time to spin the wheel. But before we do that, we have a couple roving digital photographers that would like to get a group shot of everybody here tonight. So we'd like you all to, at this point, turn on your video and we will block up everybody that attended on screen.
Give me a second to make this work. I think I can make it work. How can I? Oh, there we go. All right, now you should be able to see everybody. Do you see everybody? Oh, I'm talking. Why am I?
I see you, Paul.
Yeah, I know. We go to gallery view. All right.
Everybody's scrunched to the middle.
Can everybody see gallery view now? Okay. Everybody smile for me. I'm going to take a quick shot here. Make sure it's on. Okay. Thank you, guys. Print screen. Good job. Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful shot, everybody. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too. If it works out. All right, let's go back to
final door prize.
To the door prize. So,
no, can I speak up a minute?
Yes, you can.
We do have a VIP guest that I missed, Andrew Merkel, and I want to introduce him. Andrew is with the Johns Hopkins APL, and he is one of our big-time supporters and VIP guest. He's a researcher. He's research lead at APL, department chair, and does all types of prolific writer in research and papers and generating advances in engineering approaches. And Andrew, really appreciate your time and thank you for coming as our VIP guest. And sorry I missed you at the beginning there. And so I'm glad I did catch you. And better late than than not at all, right? Thank you very much.
All right, now back to the door prize, Mark. All right, I'm going to share my screen here again with the Incosi Good Wheel of Fortune. Here it is. Spin again.
All right.
O'Neill, you won.
O'Neill Josephs.
O'Neill Josephs.
We're one of our Chesapeake
Congratulations.
at a WMA meeting. Love it.
How about that?
That is the perfect ending.
What a perfect ending. That is great.
All right, so I think we're going to open the breakout rooms again if people want to linger around and discuss things. Is that right, Mark?
Right. I just want to say good night to all. Happy holidays. Drive home safely. And we thank you all for attending. We hope you had as much fun as we did. It was a great night and appreciate you all coming. And the breakout rooms are back open. We will join you in the breakout rooms and you guys can close them down when we get tired and go to bed.
Yeah, really.
Thanks for organizing, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you coming. Now you should have a join button. You should be able to go right to your breakout room. If not, just hang here. We have several people here who can help.